Okay, guys, I'm excited to jump in and talk to you guys about these little gems, this tiny little thing and the power that it has. Because when I first learned about it, I actually had no idea what it was and was so confused by it. But then I learned that it only came out in January, or not even like just a couple months ago. So it's brand new. But I don't know if you guys know the amazing Andrea Sullinger. She is my business lifeline, coach, support, mentor. You guys are in such good hands hearing from her today and getting all of her knowledge. So I'm so excited that she agreed to come on here and talk to you guys about this. She actually was the one that introduced me to these funky little things, and she's going to share with us the possibilities and kind of what you can use them for, and even what they are. But I'm really excited about the potential they have for my business and different facets and kind of how they can drive traffic to my business and things like that. So Andrea is going to dive in and share that with all of you guys. Before we go into anything, I do want to preemptively say that it is an affiliate program. So what that means is that it would benefit me in a financial manner if you guys use them. So I'm not telling you to use them in the sense that I want to make money off the situation or get my things for free or anything like that. I just want you guys to be aware of that so that when and if you decide that you want to do it, you're not thinking that I kind of snuck one under on you or anything like that. I just think these are so cool that you guys have to know about them and you have to learn about them because you guys are going to be amazed at the potential with them. So I just wanted to get that little caveat out there because I didn't want you guys to feel like you were getting taken advantage of in that situation. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Miss Andrea and let her share with you some more uses of kind of what these things are and how you can use them for your life and your business.
Hey, everybody. So thanks for having me on, Jen, and happy to be with you guys. I think I know most of you. I don't know if I know all of you, but so yes, I was the one that told Jen, hey, I think this is super cool and you should take a look at this. And here's the 29 reasons why. And then she wrote back, what? It was very funny. And I was like, oh, okay, here, let's slow down. So, it's not a new technology. What's new about it is the way that the technology has come to market and the ability that it has come for all of us, right? So that technology has been accessible for a little while, and big companies with humongous budgets to market have had access to it, and they have been using it. And when I say big companies, I mean like Coca-Cola and Target and Sony and big companies that have big budgets. So what's new is the way that they've come to us, packaged like they have, that Jen showed you. They're called gems. Does it sound like we have crickets with us, or what is happening? Okay, it must have just been you, Jen, because now you're muted and I don't hear it. So stay off the line. Okay, so I'm going to need you to do interpretive dance if you have a question, Jen, and then if we guess correctly. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Too much fun. So they're little gems is what they're called. So the company is Royalty, and the gems are the actual piece of equipment that you get, and then you can program them to use them to drive traffic to you and your business. Okay, so that's like the easiest kind of explanation I can explain it to you in. And so the reason it's so cool is that if you kind of think about it like a Twitter account, you can drive traffic by writing in a 40-character little message, so super short, super sweet, direct to the point, that is broadcast within 109 yards, which is just shy of a football field, circumference around you. So like, let's say you have one of them programmed, and you have it programmed to go to your Facebook business page, and I don't know what your message says, but it says something glorious and people go, or they have the ability to go, and you take that little device and you throw it in the bottom of your handbag and you head out and you go to the market, and then you go to Starbucks, and then you go to your son's football game, and then you go to a play, and then you're at the movie theater. So all of the people within 109-yard radius of you throughout the day, if they have an Android phone, which this was really interesting to me because I have an iPhone, is Android actually, there's more makers of Android phones. And so Android actually owns the marketplace, right? Which makes sense. Just you get it based off of numbers. But they own 60% of the marketplace. So 60% of the cell phone users are Android users. And so Android users have the ability to get the message, if you will, right? So let's say I'm at the movie theater and the gal sitting next to me has an Android phone. She's going to get the little ping, the little message to her, the notification about whatever I wrote about. So about going to my business page. And just like a text, if it is something that's of interest to her, she's going to click on the link. And if it's not, she won't. And I will say I get notifications on my iPhone for all sorts of things that I've actually like said yes to. Like I have a news app that's a local news station. So whenever there's any update, right? Like President Trump tweeted some crazy thing again today, or Oliver Stone interviewed Putin, or, oh, it's going to rain again, which like, hello, duh, look out the window. And we live in Oregon. It rains all the time. Why do you have to notify me about that? I don't know, but they do. But I get the little notifications. And what I will tell you is, I personally never once thought they were like annoying, because if it's something that doesn't really apply or I'm doing something, I go, and I move on, right? So, but what I thought was so cool when this technology was shared with me, I actually ignored it for a little while. And then when my friend was like, Andrea, you really, really should look at this. It's so cool. When you're this was what she said to me, when you're at conferences or workshops, you could be driving your ideal client to wherever you want them to go, to your booth, to your event, to your Facebook page, to your Twitter, to your Instagram, to whatever, to your website. And I just thought that was so brilliant, because the reality is like, if they're not my ideal client, they're not going to pay any attention to it, which is totally cool. Like, I don't want them to pay attention to it, because why do I want to spend time with people that are going to say no? I'd rather than just go, not my gig, and on to the next thing. But if they are so inclined to click on it and to take the next step, it's like a pre-qualifying tool. And you guys actually use pre-qualifying tools all the time when you do a needs assessment, which that's not what you call it, but when you guys do that needs assessment conversation with someone, whether at a class or make and take or one-on-one, you're doing a pre-qual right then, right? You're seeing like, where does this person fit in? Where do the oils fit in with them? How could they work the oils into their life, whether it's a share or LRP or being a builder or whatever it is. So I just really, really love the concept. So when I sent it to Jen, and I sent it to a couple of my clients, with very specific kind of instructions of here's how I think you could use this. For her, it was like vendor events. When you go to a vendor event, you cannot possibly talk to everybody at the event, right? Unless it's just dead, right? And even then, you probably don't talk to everybody, because not everybody makes eye contact with you or comes in the booth or whatever. But sometimes people are lurking, or sometimes you're just super busy at an event that you can't handle everybody. And so you're like, oh my gosh, the girl in the red sweater just left, right? And you're like, too bad. But if they're standing right there and they've got the ability to kind of capture them better than just hoping they come back, right? Now, I get it. Not all Android phone users are going to accept notifications, and I totally get it. They're not all going to like it. But if I have a shot of driving traffic to something for this little of cost, either at events I'm at or while I'm not working my business, I'm totally down for it, right? Like, aside from becoming an SEO expert, which I'm never going to do because I'd rather stick a fork in my eye, I mean, I'm driving traffic to all my stuff kind of the old-fashioned way, right? By speaking, by referrals, all the same stuff that you guys do. So that's really what appealed to me. And that's why I just thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And for me, and I don't know where you guys are at with your businesses and how long you've been in and what you've done and what you haven't done and what you've had success with and what you haven't had success with, or what your marketing budget is. The reality is that anything that you can do, aside from doing it the organically kind of grassroots way that almost everybody does in network marketing, anything you can do extra is good, right? And if you can do it on the cheap, that's even better. And so that's really what kind of appealed to me with it. So some of the kind of ideas I had was, obviously when you go to workshops, conferences, convention, when you go to classes, when you go to vendor events, when you're out and about, you can be driving traffic. The other fun thing that you can be doing with it is you could be driving traffic to an online event, right? Which, I mean, how cool would it be if all of a sudden you had like 3 random people in your event that then want to order? So I know some of you guys, I think she's on your team. So when I have clients, they always add me to all their team pages and all their Facebook pages and everything. So I kind of lose track of who goes where. I think she's in this company and on your team. A gal named Mercedes. Is she in your team? Okay.
So yeah, Mercedes is on my team.
Yeah. So she sent like the text to the wrong person.
Yeah.
I loved that. I was like, I don't even know who you are, but that's the best thing ever. I just thought that was so hilarious and so comical and fun, because the reality is for me, what that proved is that you can even quote unquote do it wrong, or you can go to somebody and not have it all down correctly and still get a great fun result, right? So it's just so cool. So I was thinking, gosh, that's kind of the same thing with the gems. If you could drive it to traffic that you're not necessarily going after, to show up at events, to like your Facebook page, to start following you so that you can, or Instagram or whatever social media platform you use, so that you could really begin to drip on them and to build rapport and relationship, that would be so killer, right? Like so awesome. So that's what I loved about it. There's been a million different ideas that have come across kind of the pipeline. And I will tell you, last week I was kind of MIA. We had a death, and my father-in-law had 2 strokes. So I feel like you guys know how fast things move. So I feel like I've missed a whole bunch of other ideas. But like one of the other ideas that I just thought was so cool is, and I think I told you this, Jen, and I made you even more confused that day. What did I tell you about paying for your event? Yeah. Okay. So I always think my clients like can read my mind. So I only tell them half of stuff, and then they call and they go, I don't know what you're talking about. And then we have to have a discussion about it, which of course we have to have a discussion about. So the idea I heard, and I thought it was so cool, and you could use it in a bazillion different ways, is you could be doing cross promotion and getting basically your way into stuff. And you could do it. I thought of another idea outside of the one I heard, but the one I heard, so I don't want to take credit for it, I have no idea who said it, but was, let's say you're going to a vendor event, and like Jen just did one that was like a big yoga thing. Totally cool. You could go to 2 other people. So she has 3 gems. So she's going to want to keep 1 gem at the event that's driving people to her booth. And then the other 2 gems could be with her, but that are driving people to something else. And they could be driving to a cross promotion. And the cross promotion could be like, let's say she's working with a chiropractor or a massage therapist, or just has a relationship with them, not even really working with them. And she could say, hey, Dr. Mike, here's the deal. I'm going to this event. It's this event. There's expected to be 3,000 people in the next 2 days. I would love to do cross promotion because it's totally your people, like your ideal clients are going to be at this event, and we can cross promote, and I can drive traffic for all the people there to your whatever business page, Instagram, Twitter, website, whatever you want me to drive them to. I have this super cool marketing device that will allow me to do that. Now, here's the deal. Let's say there's 3,000 people that are going to be at the event. This is what I would say. So typically we only really market to about 60%. And then you've got to know that not all 60% are really going to like say yes to that, right? So let's just say we're marketing to 30% of the 60%. So let's say we maybe capture 500 to 1,000 kind of eyeballs on your stuff. What would that be worth to you? Like, that's how I would approach it. Or you can say, and so here's the deal. I'm looking for a couple. I have 2 spots open, and I'm looking for a cross promotion partner for each of those spots. And it costs $75 for me to do that for you for the next 2 days, or whatever. I mean, whatever. I'm literally making it up. It costs $900. Say whatever you want. But if they pay, then that's money in your pocket that's either paying for your subscription that month and or paying for the event or whatever, right? Like when I go to conferences, I could totally be doing that for non-competing coaching friends of mine at these conferences, where these conferences house their ideal clients. That would be like so brilliant. If you've written a book, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine the stuff you could do. You could do it with a local business. Like if you are having a class or a make and take at a wine bar, you could say to the owner or the manager, hey, I'd love to cross promote the wine bar. And here's how I would do it in lieu of paying for the room or whatever. Right.
Yeah, or even ask them, can I keep this gem here for the next month? We have a class coming up at the end of the month, so that everybody that already goes into that place gets a notification saying, come to our essential oil class on this day, this time, kind of thing. Yeah, that's like totally simple. The other thing I was just thinking too is like, I want to go into Europe with my business. So I have a girlfriend going to 4 countries, stopping at 6 airports in a 3-week time frame, and she's taking one of these in her suitcase because it's like this big, and she's taking it to Germany, France, like Switzerland, like all these different, I don't even remember where she's going, but she's taking it with her, and I'm going to drive that traffic to my Instagram page and hopefully make some new contacts and things like that. So, you know, somebody like you, Sandy, who's a flight attendant, you live around thousands of people. You just literally, you could create a business Facebook page or business Instagram, and you can drive traffic to that over and over and over again with just being in public.
Oh my gosh. You just wear that sucker around your neck, Sandy. That's what I'd be doing. That is so, yeah, there's so many cool things that you could do with it. Tons and tons of ideas. So, so the kind of the basic gist of it, right, is that, and I just want to preface by saying the company is like, when I signed up, which was, I don't know, maybe
3 weeks ago, a month.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. There were like 250 affiliates. It's literally exploded. And I heard last there were like 3,000. So I just want to preface by saying there are a little bit of hiccups and things are going a little bit slower as far as like you're getting your shipment and all that stuff. They're coming and it's all getting worked out. I have total faith, but I just want you guys to know that Jen and I were talking about it today. And I said, the reality is like, is it annoying? Of course it's annoying. I mean, hello. I want them to like, you know, drop ship with a drone, my gems, you know, right here in the yard the minute I hit yes. But that's kind of the growing pains you have to go through, right? When a company is all of a sudden exploding and there's super cool technology. They're working on tons and tons of other cool technology that will come into play that we'll get access to first, which is fun. So I just think it's really, you guys know that the phone is how everybody's working, right? Like a lot of you guys text. I have a friend that literally will not answer her phone unless you text and go, answer your phone, biatch, because this is like an emergency. Like she just will not answer her phone. She only does text, right? Like you guys know, text is just the thing. A lot of you text your clients, your people hosting classes, your one-on-ones. So getting notifications and texting and using your mobile device it really is where everything is going. I mean, for Pete's sakes, just think about like the iPhone and the iWatch, you know, the Apple Watch or whatever it's called. I clearly don't have one because I don't even know what it's called. I need one, but just hasn't happened yet. So, you know, like the other day I saw a lady in Target literally like, okay, Dawn, none. And she's like yelling into her wrist. Yeah. And I did think to myself, okay, well, that's a little interesting and odd, but okie dokie. So, okay, so let me tell you just kind of the finite details. So the company is called Royalty, and it's TIE, royalty.com. And our affiliates. So the difference in an affiliate versus a like a network marketing company, there's several differences, but a network marketing company typically pays multiple levels down. An affiliate company doesn't work like that. You get paid on the first 2 levels or some, it depends. Every company is a little bit different, but it's a little bit different. It doesn't work the same way. There's lots of differences, but that's just one and the main one. Okay. So, the way that you sign up, if there's some of you that aren't signed up on here, is you have a choice. You can buy 1 gem, you can buy 3 gems, you can buy 8 gems, and this might be crazy to some of you, but some big companies are buying like hundreds of gems at a time, and you can do that. There is a volume discount if there's a big company. I just had a gal on my Royalty team, which I can tell you I've spent maybe 2 hours like 2 hours in the last 3 weeks on this royalty stuff. And I think I have like, I don't know, 30 plus people on my team. I kind of lost track, to be honest with you. I don't really know. I just think it's like super cool technology, and then other people tell other people, and it's just kind of like boom, boom, boom. So affiliate marketing is a great way to add extra stream of income. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But the point is that so one of the gals on my team talked to a company, and they bought 100 gems like that. So larger companies, or that companies that have multiple locations, they totally see the value in this. I have a client that owns a construction type company. And so they have their trucks go out. So they're going to put one in each of their trucks. And they have yard signs that go out. And so like realtors use them on their yard signs, or like his construction company, he'll use them because they're waterproof, zip tied to one of the signs. So when people drive by, they'll get that notification, which is super cool. I thought that was like an awesome idea. So, but one gem is $25 a month for the subscription. 3 gems is $49 per month. And I'm just going to suggest to you that you do 3 gems, and I'll tell you why in a minute. 8 gems is $99 per month. So there's obviously a discount as you go down. And then any over 8 is $12 a month, right? So, excuse me, the way that you come in is you come in and you pay for whatever package of your gems you want. And then you pay your first and last month's subscription, because it's just billed up front. There's no refunds once you decide you're in, but you can cancel it after you've already paid for 60 days. So you can cancel it after that at any time. Excuse me, frog in my throat. There's a one-time activation fee of $30. And obviously that just covers paying for all of the back-end stuff. Everybody shipping your stuff, getting it set up, getting your dashboard set up, getting everything ready to load so that you can program them. The cool thing is you can change the programming. So like if every week you want to send it to something new, you can definitely do that. So that's kind of the gist. I'm going to give Jen a PowerPoint that will kind of walk through this in more specificity, so that you guys have it and you can look at it. And what are some fun things that I was
the other thing that we need to mention is the cool thing is if you get 3 to 4 people underneath you, 3, well, it's 3 to 4 now, depending if they do the 1 or 3 gems. So if you have underneath you people doing 100 a month, so basically 3 to 4 people underneath you, your gems are free every month. So basically,
the thing about that though is if you come in with 3 gems, like everybody does what you do, right? Mm-hmm. So if you come in with 3 gems, and I will tell you, I will never discuss 1 gem because that doesn't make any sense. There's always multiple things you want to drive people to. But if you come in with 3 gems and you have 3 people that come in with 3 gems, yours is free. So you only pay for that first month, which is awesome. And I did that seriously, I never even talked to anybody about it. I think I just was a couple of Facebook messages and a text maybe to one of my friends in Colorado. And I was like, hey, you need to look at this. And then we messaged each other back and forth, and they signed up. And I was like, okay, done. My subscription's paid for. That's cool. And they've why it's really grown quickly, because they've all just done that. Right.
So that's the nice thing is basically it's free. It's free. So you can
pay for the first lump, which totally.
Yeah, and it's not that much in the end when you think about it. So for me, like I have the 3 gems, and I have one going back to the gems. I have one going to a free download that sends them to my email list, and I have one driving traffic to my Instagram. So my goal is to get more traffic on my Instagram, because I know that I can sell on my Instagram. I've sold on my Instagram. I found business builders on my Instagram. So I'm driving traffic there. Now I might tweak the words. I might tweak what I'm saying. I might tweak the download. Things might change. But for me, the idea is I want to get people where I know I can sell, and I can sell in email, and I can sell on Instagram. So that's what I'm doing there. And that's kind of the whole idea is I'm always in places with people. I'm always around people. So now when I'm around people, I don't even have to open my mouth sometimes, because this is going to do it for me. I'm still going to open my mouth because you guys know me. But that's the idea, is it's just marketing for you. So I know Brooke raised her hand, so I want to answer her real quick and then hand it back to Andrea. Let me unmute you, Brooke. Oh yeah, you're good. You can talk.
You actually just answered my question.
Look at me. I read your mind.
Well, because I have two things going on, my massage business and oil business. So I
And
wanted
you
to.
should be sending to both.
You're right. But yeah, so you just answered my question.
So now here's a good thing that you could do is you can even send it to like an opt-in where they go to a page and they get a coupon to come see you at your massage business. You know,
Yes.
like you could do so many different things because, you know, once you get them into your massage business, are you going to be able to sell them oils? Are you going to be able to do the lifestyle stuff with them? Yeah. So that's the idea, is you can use it for multiple things.
The other thing is if you only have one, then you're not able to really test, right? Certain things, like you have to start and stop, but you also can't do any of the fun things like cross promoting. Because if you know what I mean? Like if you're at an event, if you have somebody that you're cross promoting for, then you're not sending people to you, you're sending people to them, which is fine. But you want to just, that's why I really do think, like, if you're going to do it, just do the 3 at least. Don't do one, but I mean, whatever. So, one thing I was going to say is I've been telling people that have been asking me, to shoot for, and you don't have to do this on any time frame, do it at whatever pace you want. But if you're going to do it, get back your investment. And the easiest way to do it is to have 10 people come in and as affiliates. And when they come in, you get a $250 cash bonus. And it doesn't matter if they come in with 1 gem, 3 gems, 100 gems, whatever. But 10 people, that's not really hard, right? I mean, it really isn't hard. The other thing that I think is so cool, and Jen and I have discussed this, is sometimes you are in certain situations or certain conversations or whatever scenarios that you can't really talk about your primary income stream, which for you guys is doTERRA. It's just not the right situation or setting, right? And you need to begin to like build some type of trust and rapport before you kind of take the conversation there. And so sometimes you need another way in. And the fun thing about the gems is that it's not about look at this versus that, or do this versus this. It's, look, this is just a marketing tool to drive to whatever you do, the end, right? So it doesn't feel like there's any type of like competition. And I don't know if you guys get that. I think you probably do, but you know, like if you're at a party or at a class or at a barbecue and someone's like, oh, I sell Scentsy. If you say, oh, I sell doTERRA, and they are like, oh, okay. And they feel a little bit like threatened, or, you know, they get all possessive of the territory, if you will, you don't really get the chance to say, have a meaningful and really authentic conversation with them because they're acting a little weird or whatever. Or sometimes people just feel like they have to kind of stand their ground, whether they're doing amazing, whether they love it or not. And so the cool thing is if you get that sense, or if you want to get in with a business, but you want to feel like you have something of huge value to bring to them, this is totally such an easy conversation. I have the gal I was talking about from Colorado. She talked to 3 or 4 people the other day that are like they own brick and mortar businesses, and they were like so excited about it. They're in. I mean, they like signed up on the spot. It just was kind of crazy to me. Anyway, so it's why it's really just boom, 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 going. So then obviously there is the affiliate income to make. And so I'll just give you like an idea just so and I'll give these slides to Jen so she can give them to you guys if you want them. But when you have about 20 customers on your team, or 20 affiliates, whatever you want to call them, you are making about $360 a month from that, which is pretty good, right? Like 20 customers, it's like not hard.
Especially because you're only going into it to really advertise your business. And then you think about all the other network marketers you meet, or massage therapists or realtors or anything like that. And you're just giving them another tool. So I'd take an extra.
Totally. I know, right? I mean, who's not going to take an extra? So anyway, it's a really cool tool. And I just think there's like infinite ideas that you could come up with to use to drive people to, like Jen, like your Instagram or your Facebook page or Facebook event or a live event for that matter. Anyway, so, okay. Tell me, ask questions. I can't promise you I'll know all the answers, but I'll try or make something up.
If you don't know how to unmute yourself, just raise your hand or comment and we can unmute you for you. But yeah, who has any questions for us? Does anybody want to know any more, or like not sure how they would use it in their business or anything?
Okay, so how is it working for you guys?
So
Are you getting-
I just got mine on Saturday. So it just got activated today. But what I'm seeing from other people in the group is they're driving traffic to like their Facebook pages and their Instagrams, and like one lady got like 500 Instagram follows in like a week just from being out and about. So what everyone's kind of figuring out is like there's people that are getting like opt-ins to their email downloads and stuff. If you get emails, you own emails. So if you get people's emails, you own that list. That's your list that you can sell to and support and cultivate for your whole business, whatever you do within that business. So people are getting a lot of opt-ins to their email lists and a lot of follows on their Facebooks and Instagram and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see how much I get and how many in different situations. And I have it so I can track which ones are causing which. So yeah. Does that help answer your question? It's brand new. I literally just got it in the mail Saturday. So, but I'm seeing other people's success with it. And they're just like, I went to like the coffee shop and I worked for 3 hours. And, and think about that. Who goes to the coffee shop and sits down for 3 or 4 hours? How many people come into Starbucks and check their phone while they're in line when you're sitting there? Like, come on, that is free advertising for you, whatever business you have, whatever you want to do. So, but
yeah. Another cool thing, you just reminded me of, I thought this was such a fun idea, is a guy went into, he programmed one, and he programmed it to go like to the bar he went to. It was like a pub, and they had a special whatever, a Tacal beer, $2 off, a 16 ounce or whatever it was. So he programmed that in, and then just because you do it from your dashboard, and then he, people kept asking all night, right? Like, I want that one. I want the special. I want the special. And of course it's a special, but the bartender was like, oh my gosh, which is the owner, was like, oh my gosh, there's like, everybody's really taking advantage of the special. And so the guy goes, you want to know why? And he goes, let me show you what I did. I've been sitting here for 2 hours and this is what I did. And so he showed him, and the guy was like, oh, sold. And I was actually just thinking about, like, the other day, my sister owns a salon in Portland. They're always busy, but they have a ton of walk-in traffic. Can you imagine? And there's like, she's in a complex where there's like a restaurant and a coffee shop and all these different things. If people are getting a little ping like, hey, come in, whatever, $10 off your whatever, your color, your cut, your first whatever, what do they call it, like treatment with us or whatever. Like, there's so many cool things you could do with it. But pretty much what I will tell you is the thing that's going to be fun and what you're going to want to do the first month is you're going to want to play with, you're going to want to get your setup, and you're going to want to get your setup for free, right? And then you're going to want to play with driving it to certain things, and we can work together as a group. I have a little Facebook group that I just started for us to kind of work together with helping one another, not only with ideas, but just like the language of what you're going to say to drive people to it. And just like any kind of marketing piece, you're going to have to play with it a little bit to see what really like is pinging with people. But so far, that's what I'm seeing. That's what everybody's seeing, is especially social media, especially when it's like a follow thing. It's very easy for people to go, oh, cool, or when they get instant gratification, like get your coupon, download here, that type of thing.
The one thing that's cool about that I forgot to mention is, like, if you're having it drive to your Instagram, it literally just shows up with the Instagram icon as a notification on their phone that says follow natural wellness tips, or learn about natural health and wellness at natural wellness tips, follow me now, like whatever. It literally just shows up as an Instagram icon. So it's not like some creepy royalties notification that they don't know about. It's like, if it's a Facebook, they're sending, it's a Facebook trusted notification. Yeah.
Yes. And that's what's so cool, is that is an icon that everybody knows, even if you don't use it, right? Everybody knows that's Instagram. Well, it may be not my father, but everybody else on the planet.
Does anybody else have any questions that they want to ask? Or, oh, Carissa has a question. Let me unmute you, darling. Okay, what's up, Carissa?
So just to clarify, it's only with Android phones, not iPhones.
Yeah, right now it's only Android, which is 60% of the market.
Right, I understand that. Mm-hmm. Is there any plans for pulling in iPhones down the line? I mean, I'm assuming there would be. But
I think they're planning it, but the thing about iPhone that you have to kind of know is they're very, very protective, right? Apple is ultra protective of
yes, I know all about them.
yes, everything Apple and their technology and what I mean, like how many kind of apps they turn down and they won't allow for Apple users to have access to. So I don't know like if that's really something that will happen or won't happen. I don't know the answer to that, but they are working on it. And I can't remember, Jen, if you saw there was something, and I need to go back and look, and I will, but about there was a whole list of like all the additional technology they're coming out with for additional things like additional products and ways to use it. And so I was super excited, but I can't figure out where I saw it. I think it must have been in the affiliate group. Did you see that, Jen?
No,
Okay.
I didn't see it.
I'll hunt for it.
I have a quick question. So if we want to sign up, do you guys have a link so you guys get the credit for it, or how does that work?
Yeah, so am I muted? No. If you're on Lori's team, I'm actually going to give you Lori's link. And then if you're not on, basically what I'm going to have you guys do to make this really fair, like I wouldn't want Jody to go sign up under me and then Jamie, get hers, and then Jamie's cousin. I want to make sure that everybody goes to the right people. So basically what I'm going to have you guys do is just shoot me a message or a text or something that says you're in, and I'm going to give you the correct link, because I don't want it to be unfair. I want everybody to get the credit for where it's going, so that we're all working on getting ours for free. Right. So that's because ultimately I want all of you to have it and then have it for free because you reached out to other people. Like think about, people that sell different network marketing companies, just getting in with them and having that be a way to help you get yours for free. Right. So I want in our team for it to be really fair. So if you're ready to get it and you want to grab it, just shoot me a message and I will tell you what link to go to. And then you'll get your affiliate link like within 48 hours. It was really fast. And actually, if you even buy right now, you could send someone to the general link and just have them put your name in, and you'll get credit for it. So does that answer your question, Kathy? Kind of complicated, but okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, I want it to be fair for everybody. So does anybody else have any questions? I know this is a different kind of team call than we're used to, but this is just too cool not to share. I put the website over here on the side in the chat, so you guys can go and check it out. It might not be for all of you. It might be. It's totally up to you. Like I said, it's just such a cool marketing tool. We're always trying to drive traffic to our social media, to our email lists and things. And this is just such a simple way to do it. And just by being in public. I mean, Dana and me were just talking about that today. Like, just we work from home, so forcing ourselves to like put on makeup and clothes that aren't yoga clothes and like going out in public.
Oh my gosh, have you guys seen that funny YouTube video where they're like, we're in our workout clothes? Oh my gosh. No. The funniest ever. And like all these moms that like me, like we're not working out, but we're in our workout clothes. I'm like, listen, I got the sports bra. That was workout enough. The end. Now we're done. That is so funny. I'm going to find it for you. So one thing too, you guys could do if you want to check out or learn other stuff or just hear kind of what people are doing is you can go to the YouTube page, which is like, look for officialroyalty.com page on YouTube. That's what I would search. I can't remember what the name of it is right now. And let me see if I can find it. And they have just started that page and they loaded up a bunch of cool videos. Let me see if I can find it. You guys are expecting a lot from me. It was all self-induced, I know. Anyway, it super fun. Oh, here, I have to go down this way here. Can you tell I'm not like super schooled on, there it is. There's 8 different videos on here. I'll give you the link. And you can check out a bunch of stuff. Check out, there you go. I think that'll take you there. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're. I'm checking it right now.
Someone click
Yeah.
on it.
You're good.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, that tells you a whole bunch of stuff, ideas, how people are doing it, that kind of thing. Okie
Perfect.
dokie.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything before we hop off? No?
So I the one that my screen froze, and so I missed a lot of that. Jen, I'll talk to you probably later.
Tomorrow.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope it was good. I'm
Yeah.
sure it was
I
very
thought I
good.
saw your face freeze.
Yeah, I was
at one
like,
point. I'm like, Dawn's holding very still. No, I'll get the recording up tonight too, and then we can talk about it more tomorrow and
All right.
see. Because for you, you're big in the church community. I mean, just think about how many people are at church on Sunday. Just bringing it to church and driving traffic to a social media.
that is
page.
not what we're supposed to be there for. That's a distraction.
But who doesn't check their phone? Come on.
Oh my gosh, we're all notorious for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let's be real with ourselves.
Last
Okay.
Sunday, I texted my sister something, and we were having a full-on text thing. And then at one point, I was like, "Oh my word! I'm just gonna call her." And I called her, and she goes, "I can't do it now." So then, like a little while later, I go, "What were you doing?" And she goes, "I was at church." And I was like, "Oh my gosh! Well, at least our mother was happy." And I go, "Was your ringer off?" And then I felt bad, and she's like, "It was off." And I go, "Okay, good." Actually, it would have been really funny if it would have been on, and I would have been the one calling. But
So funny. Okay, cool. Anybody else have any questions before we hop off?
Oh, thank you, Andrea.
Cool.
yeah,
Okay.
bye guys. Have a good night.
I'm going to stop the recording on this, but